Good morning everyone. I am Chitra from AKGEC college. Today we will study PDNF and PCNF normal form with and without truth table. Now first we will see what is PDNF. PDNF is principal disjunctive normal form. It is referred to the sum of product SOP basically. We will call it sum of min terms. For example, if P, Q, R are the variable, we are having three variable, then the expression which is giving here, that is in the PDNF form. Because in the min term, it is compulsory that the length of the variable should be the same. If, for example, we are having a min term, like first min term, second min term, and the third min term, there are the three variable, and each variable is present here either in its form or in its negation form. Here, sum is the main operator. That's why it is PDNF disjunctive. Disjunction means the or symbol. So that's why the brackets are combined with the or operator. You might get confused between the DNF and PDNF. Like, what is the difference between DNF and PDNF? DNF is disjunctive normal form, while PDNF is principal disjunctive normal form. And what else? There is a major difference. The major difference is that the length of all the variable in the expression is same, because the length of the expression is 3. The length of the expression is again 3. In the next bracket again we are having the 3. But in the DNF it is not compulsory that the length of the variable will be same. For example, here it is given P.Q-.R plus P dash dot, further there will be the expression this one. So it is in DNF form, not in the PDNF form, right? Because here the length of the variable is 3, here the length of the variable is 3, but in the next one, the length of the variable is 2 here. But if we will see here, in the bracket, we are having P, Q and R. Each variable is present here. P is present in its normal form, while the Q is present in its negation form. R is again present. In the next bracket, we are having again P dash, Q and R. Three variables are again present here. In the next min term, we are having P, Q and R dash. Each and every variable is present here in the min term, and each and every min term, the length is here same. 3, 3 and 3. That is a major difference between a DNF and a PDNF form. Now let's see what is PCNF. As we see a principal disjunctive normal form, similarly, there is a principal conjunctive normal form. The main symbol is conjunction here. Now the main symbol through which the brackets get combined, that is AND. That's why we call it product of sum, product of max term basically. If PQ are the variable, then what will be the possible conjunction form, principal conjunction form? All the three variables, inside there will be the OR symbol, but the bracket, the main symbol through which they are getting combined, that is dot operator here, right? Now again, might be this come that what's the difference between CNF and PCNF? As we see in previously, like in DNF and PDNF, the major difference is the DNF we called it is a sum of product, while PDNF we call it is a sum of the min term. Similarly, in the principal conjunction form, there is a CNF form and there is a PCNF form also. In the CNF, it is basically called the POS, product of sum. Basically, the product of the elementary sum we say. These are the elementary sum here if we see. This one. This is a product of elementary sum. It is in CNF form, not in the PCNF form. But in the PCNF, it is a product of max term. In the max term, each and every variable must be present here either in its form or in its negation form. For example, see here, we are having three variable. So the each and every max term is having the three variable. Either the P is present here in its form or in its negation form. Q is present here in its negation form. R is present as it is here. So if we see first, second, third max term, the length of the variable is 3 here. Each and every time. Whereas in the above one, we can see the length of the variable is 3, 3 and 2. So it is not compulsion in the CNF that the length of the variable will always same. But in the case of PCNF, it is a compulsion that the max term will always having the length of the variable same. Now there are some properties for PDNF and PCNF. It says every PDNF and PCNF corresponds to a unique Boolean expression. And the two Boolean expression, when we say they are equivalent, if either their PDNF form is equivalent or their PCNF form is equivalent. Next it says, for a Boolean expression, if we have M PCNF form and N PDNF form, then the number of the variable Boolean expression will be available, that is log 2 and the base is log base 2, that is m plus n. Now, what are the methods to construct that PDNF and PCNF? We are having two methods. The very first one is via truth table. The second one is without truth table. If we are getting the PDNF and PCNF via truth table, then what are the possible rules? The possible rules are, in the very first step, we need to construct a truth table. Whatever the expression gives to you, you need to calculate the truth table. After calculating it, you need to see for the final expression where you are having true values. Corresponding to true values, you need to write the minterms. After writing the minterms, each and every minterms, you need to combine them with the help of the disjunction symbol, because we are doing PDNF. The main symbol will be disjunction, it means or. So all the minterms will be getting combined with the or, that is plus. And that is equivalent to our given formula. Similarly, if we do the reverse, vice versa, we get PCNF. Again, you need to construct a truth table. But in the case of PCNF, you need not to see for the true value, because you need to write the max term here. So, we need to see the false value. Corresponding to the false value, we need to write the max term. Correspondingly, max terms, we need to, as we combine the min term with the disjunction symbol. Similarly, here, max term, we need to combine with the disjunction symbol via conjunction. हमें and की help से उन्हें क्या करना? Basically, we need to combine them, right? See here, there is a expression given. The expression given is x implies y. And we know in the case of implies, if we construct the truth table, we are having false value for one case, that is TF. If x is true, y is false, then we are getting only false value, else we are getting true value. Now we need to write the min term. And we know in case of min term, a variable, if it is having true value, it will be taken as it is. X is true, y is true. It means it will be taken as x and y as it is, right? X is true, y is false. So, we will write here x is true and y negation. Y is false, x is false, y is true. So, we will simply write negation of x and y. In the next expression, x implies y, both values are false. So, we will do negation of both, x negation and y negation. So, these are the min terms, right? So, if we need to write their expression, how we will write? Corresponding to y, it's right here q. You can replace it with the y also. There is nothing difference, right? So, if we need to write it down their PDNF form, then we are having true values here. We are having here true values. We are having here and we are having here. Corresponding to the true values, we are having this min term, we are having this min term, we are having this min term. Now, what we say previously, all the min terms you need to write, you need to combine them with the help of disjunction. So, we have write all the truth value, we have constructed the truth table, corresponding to the true value, we have write min terms, we need to combine them with the help of disjunction here. See, the three, we need to combine them with the disjunction. This is the PDNF form here for the given expression. Now, similarly, if we need to calculate the PCNF, as we see previously, corresponding to a false value now, we are having true and false value. So, what we need to write in the max term? In the max term, we will write, we know, corresponding to the false value, we are writing max term. So, the variable is taken as it is, if it is having false value. But here we are having true. So, what we will write, negation of x here. And we know it's a PCNF form, right? We need to write the max term. In the max term, we will write or symbol in between. So, it will be negation of x or y. So, this is a possible form here. Because we know if we resolve the P implies Q, we will always resolve it with the negation of first symbol or y. And this is a PCNF form here. We will not further expand it, right? Because we are not having further false value here. So, this is the PCNF for given expression. And this is a PDNF form here. Fine. Now, let's see how we will construct without truth table. How we will do without truth table now? Without truth table, first we need to see that we are having three rules basically here, right? Let's proceed here. See here, if you are having, let us assume P and Q are the two propositional variable. Then the possible minterm will be 2 raised to the power 2, that is 4, and the possible max term raised to the power 2, again 4. Now in case of minterm, we can write it down. We are having P and Q, so the possible minterm will be P and Q, P and negation of Q, negation of P and Q, and might be both the variables are in negation. Right? Possible combinations are this one possible. So if we need to write it down the max term, so the P over Q, P or negation of Q, negation of P or Q, or negation of P or negation of Q. These are the possible max terms. Now suppose if we are having 3 variables, so the possible minterm and max term will be 2 raised to the power 3, that is 8. Fine. Now whenever we are writing DNF and PDNF, in the case of DNF, we will say it is a sum of elementary product. In the case of principal disjunction normal form, we say it's a sum of minterms. In the PCNF, we will write it's a product of, because it's a conjunctive normal form, product of elementary sum in the PCNF, we will write it down. It is a product of max terms. Product of max terms, right? So if we are writing rules or methods to convert in PDNF or PCNF without truth table, what we need to write, the very first one step is obtain for the given expression. The second one, insert or add, right? Insert or add missing variable or the term. The third one, after adding the missing term, remove the duplicate or the replicate term. Remove or avoid, or you can say just delete the duplicate term, which is repeating itself. Again, we will see which term is repeating, we will going to remove it. But in the very first time, what we need to do, we need to obtain the DNF and CNF form. And we know how to obtain the DNF and CNF form. The very first one step, we need to remove implicable symbol, equivalent symbol, by the negation and or using, we need to remove all them. In the very next step, we need to apply De Morgan's law. and remove negation. In the third one, what we need to do? We need to apply the distributive. We need to apply the distributive law. Right. Now let's proceed further. We will apply only these three rules. First, we will see whether the given expression is DNF and CNF form. If it is given, then we will proceed further. But if it is not, then we will apply these three steps. After applying these three steps, we need to insert the missing term. What are the missing terms in the given expression? We will insert them. After inserting them, we will apply again a distributive. Then we will remove the repeating term. The term which is replicating itself, we will gonna remove it. So till then, we have done the PCNF and PDNF form. We have done with the truth table and without the truth table. Make it sure that with truth table, if you are doing, then if you are doing PDNF, go for the truth table, go with the true values corresponding to true value, write the min terms and combine them with the disjunction symbol. If you are doing PCNF, go for the false value corresponding to false value, just write the max terms and combine them with the conjunction symbol. You will get your PDNF and PCNF form. And if you are not, if you want to do with the laws or any other method, then go for in this way. Just check it out whether they are in DNF and CNF form. If it is okay, if it is not, then you have to convert it first. And the second step, you need to introduce the missing term. After introducing your missing term, you need to apply distributive. Then you need to remove the replication term, and final outcome will be in the PDNF or in PCNF form. Thank you very much.